Good afternoon, family. It's your buddy, the 14th Prime, and what a wonderful day the Lord has made for us to wake up to. Boy, I got some great stuff to talk about again today. So, first of all, shout out to Chris Phipson, 7090. He said, I would like a full line of the original Cybertronian modes. I thought those original three, he said, I have those original three, but would like to see what the rest of the teams look like. Man, listen, again, the 84 is starting to pick up steam. If Hasbro, if you don't do an 84 line, you would be absolutely stupid. Also, because everybody loved the Origins pack. Again, I missed out on it, but due to shipping, it should be here shortly. I'm just saying, pre-Cybertronian modes, okay? Let's talk about that too real quick. But wait, before we get into that, first of all, this video is brought to you by Chris Phipson, 7090. This video is also brought to you by Just Incredible. You know how YouTube will tell you, if you watch this channel, chances are you watch this channel. Well, 9 out of 10 of y'all that watch my channel watch Just Incredible. Shout out to him for starting another channel. It's a lifestyle vlog channel where you just get to see his life, period. You know what I mean? Salute to him for serving this wonderful country that we live in for the past, I think he said 12 years. Salute to every one of y'all out there putting your lives on the line for us. Now, let's get into it. Chris, I feel what you're saying. And that was one of the reasons I fell in love with Siege so quickly. The pre-Cybertronian modes, now I know, you know what I mean? A lot of people are like, well, how could you have a Porsche and they hadn't even been here yet? But no, calm down, people. Just, it's imagination. It sold toys. It worked because I bought them all. But I would also love to see a pre-Earth run. Like, so Hasbro, go on, take notes. If you listening, go on and take these down. If you don't know what to do after the Age of the Primes, or if you don't know what to do after, if y'all do the rumored 84 line, you will. I'm just saying, take it back to pre-Earth modes. Let's get a pre-Earth Ironhide, a pre-Earth Megatron, a pre-Earth, you know what I mean? That way, whatever y'all made Megatron kind of would almost make sense if you didn't make him a gun, because he hadn't came here yet. He never saw the show, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., to get the idea of a Walther P-38. You know, we get to see Optimus in his early truck mode. We get to see Bumblebee as, you know, like in the Origins, with Wheeljack being a minivan and Jazz being a smaller minivan. But you get what I'm saying. The Tetrajets, new molds, or a highly retooled mold of the Siege Tetrajets. Again, y'all already have the molds for all this stuff. Tell them. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I would love to see. But let's talk about the new toys that came out today. So first of all, the AMTO2 Predaking Takara Tomy T-Spark Animus Machina Combiner Predaking has dropped today. Official images and pictures of him. So we get to see, but here's the thing. Yes, it's super stylized. It looks amazing. They said that they got the concept art from one of the episodes. And I've seen the episode. I remember the episode. But my thing was that, Call of the Primitives. Call of the Primitives was the episode. I'm going to say the one thing that I don't think anyone else has said so far or asked, because this is the one thing that they didn't put in the description. How tall is this? That's all I want to know. I just want to know how tall it is. Because at the same time, right now, Hasbro is shipping out, you know, the Titans Return Power of the Primes Predaking, which he's right there in the corner. And I love that thing. Yes, I understand they all have the big giant brick running down the center. But let's be honest. Who really bought that to display it not as Predaking? I'll wait. That's exactly what I thought. I mean, there's been times, yes, that I have broken them down to appreciate each individual robot. Yes, I have. And I don't mind because the combining part is not on a frame, but the combining parts of them that make up Predaking is just one big giant block that's just on their back or on their stomach in animal mode. I have no problem with that. I mean, it's like a negative space area. Should it be cleaner? Could it be cleaner? Of course it could. So could all of our toys. But I have no complaints. And I think this is a super stylized, beautiful version of Predaking that they've done. T-Spark is really knocking it out of the park right now, to be honest with you. And while we're at it, speaking of good old-fashioned G1 and T-Spark and Tommy Takara and everything else, I didn't make a video about it yesterday because there were so many other things I wanted to talk about. But y'all know that Masterpiece ARCEE is coming. Yeah, Masterpiece ARCEE. And then see, like I said, G1 being the bread and butter, there's plenty of females they could have done. There's plenty of other robots they could have done. But instead, who do we go to? Optimus, Megatron, Soundwave, Bumblebee, females, ARCEE. So yeah, we've got a new, now I don't know if it's going to be the prototype colors, which was the like orange and cream and like the off-white color, or if it'll be our normal pink and white ARCEE. Either way, I'm very excited to see this because up until Earthrise or Kingdom, we really didn't have a definitive one. I had ordered one from wish.com. She was like 8 inches. And I loved that ARCEE, but once I got one that was in scale, I went ahead and gave that one away to somebody. But yeah, we've got a new Masterpiece ARCEE coming. And the new, like I said, this new G2 Menasor coming out. And then on top of that, Predaking being released by T-Spark. And who says that that G1 should die? I don't see it happening at all. Of all of the combiners, all of the females, all of the whole, everyone they could do. You know what I mean? Of everyone they could do, these are the ones that they're choosing to do over and over and over. It's always going to be our favorites because they know it's going to sell. They know it's going to sell. And as for like another one of the comments, and I'm sorry, sir, I do not remember your name, but I'll make it up to you and put it in the comments tomorrow. But someone was like, I would love to see a scaled down Omega Supreme that fits with Devastator. And I've seen a lot of YouTube channels also comment on the fact that, yes, in that episode, the Crystal City episode, Devastator and Omega Supreme were the same height. Omega Supreme was never meant to be a Titan, but it depends on where you look at it at, because in the comic books, Fort Max was a normal size. And then we've got another Fort Max coming. Now, granted, it is the IDW version of Fort Max. It's not going to be the city Fort Max. It's going to be the IDW version. So it'll probably transform into some kind of like armored tank or something of that nature. Either way, it's still Fort Max. It's still a G1 character. They've got plenty of others they could have chose to do, but they didn't, and they're not going to. Not for a while. Because G1 is the bread and butter. I mean, and yeah, I know 14th Prime, you say that because you a G1er. I most certainly am. I was there in the theater the day it dropped. I was on the floor eating cereal the day the show came on. So yes, I am a G1er. Yes, I am. And I remember that day like it was yesterday. My short-term memory is going because I'm old now with kids and grandkids. So I might not can tell you what t-shirt I wore in my video yesterday, but I can tell you what time Transformers came on in 1984. It was at 4:30. Yeah, 4:30, Monday through Friday. And then on Saturdays at 6 o'clock in the morning. And guess who got up on Saturday at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch that same repeat of the episode from usually that Tuesday or Wednesday? And then I went back to bed. This guy. So yeah, I love G1. I also love the other iterations. Don't get me wrong. Once I started watching Beast Wars, I loved the story of Beast Wars. Once I started watching, Transmetals and all the other iterations and Headmasters and so forth and so on later on in life, obviously because of YouTube and MySpace. Don't ask. But because of that, yes, I do enjoy all the other iterations. I would love to see toys of the other iterations, but the G1 kid inside of me says, I'm happy. I am happy. When I walk in here every day, when I come in here to sit down and do my work, and which is play and edit videos and then upload them for y'all to see it, this is the greatest office in the world to me. Oh, and he's sold out already. That's how you know. Whoa! Sorry. So on Big Bad Toy Store, he's gonna run you $439. That's what it says on Big Bad Toy Store. But he is scheduled to arrive this May. So there you go. He's 11 inches tall. 12 and give him 12. He's 12 inches. It's y'all's money. You do what you want. I'm sticking with 18-inch Predaking from Hasbro. But I'm saying, woo, $450. Bruh, that's crazy, right? I mean, you know what I mean? Would you be on board for pre-Earth modes? A whole main line of pre-Earth modes. Again, you know, like basically Siege reloaded. You know what I mean? Might work. Again, that's what got me back into, like, I never left collecting, but I took like long breaks here and there. You know what I mean? But it was until I started, when I saw Siege and how the weapons go on and they hadn't been to Earth yet, I was like, wait, this is different, and I love it. And then, like I said, I started off with, my wife bought me Optimus and Megatron for that Christmas. And then I got Shockwave, and then Soundwave, and then Starscream, and then Thundercracker. And the way that they rolled out the lineup was perfect, because you got everybody you really, really wanted first, as opposed to getting the repaint of who you knew it was going to be. It wasn't a repaint of Optimus like being Octane, like, what was that? Titans Return. We got Octane first before we got Laser Optimus. You know what I mean? Like, they did it correctly. Megatron and Optimus were available at Christmas. Ironhide and Ratchet were available at Christmas. Bumblebee and the rest of the line came out as they should have. Soundwave, Shockwave, the Seekers all came out as they were supposed to. And then as the seasons went on, they started having Dead Seekers. So then that was your chance to pick up extra ones, you know what I mean, to do your army builds. And then if you didn't like it, then you could just take them and repaint them into whomever you wanted. I loved that. But anyway, it's your buddy 14th Prime. Let me know if you plan on picking up any of these, and if so, which ones, and are you on board for a pre-Earth line? We'll be back later.